Hi guys, my name is Martin Curry from Belief Media. This is Domenico Bordil, my business partner. How are you, Dom?
Great, thank you.
Excellent. The purpose of this video, you've just downloaded our finance marketing guide. It's about 650 pages, so it's very comprehensive. Keeping in mind we had to cut it in half, so it was a lot longer. The purpose of this video is to essentially provide a summary and brief and paint a very broad stroke, try and get a really broad understanding of what the system provides and so on. The book was originally a lot longer. In fact, it was about 2,000 pages because the purpose of the book is we want you to have an understanding of how to achieve results without us. Okay, digital lead generation really is not hard, and that's what we try and impress upon people in this booklet. A lot of mortgage brokers, financial advisors, accountants, and so on go to a lead generation company to generate their own leads. We're here to tell you that is absolutely not necessary. You can get better results than a digital, these people call themselves digital agencies, but certainly Facebook marketers are, the scourge of the digital world, and you can get better results for your own business than they can provide you. And there are a number of videos we're making and we've made already that explain why that is the case. So we're hoping that the manual gives you an understanding of how to put certain systems into place very, very quickly and easily, and have an integrated and compliant system yourself. So you can achieve results with or without us. Our digital marketing and social media platform simply makes it much easier and introduces a number of other modules that manage various digital assets and provides integration with your website and social media websites, did I say that? And so on. So the first thing we should say is, contrary to what you may have heard in the industry, and we have to say this every day, is your website still is the center of your marketing universe. Anybody that tries to tell you any different is full of crap. Anybody that tries to tell you do not need a website in order to provide a digital marketing or a paid promotional experience via Facebook or Google or Twitter or anywhere else for that matter is flawed in their understanding. I use the word flawed rather than criminal. Because I feel very strongly about that. Your website still is the center of your marketing universe. That's why we provide you with a free website. We provide you with a free website as part of our package. It's worth at least 10 grand. It's been valued up to 30, but we provide it to you for free. And it includes features that have never, ever been introduced to the finance industry before. And it makes it very easy for mortgage brokers to manage their digital presence and broad array of digital assets in amazing and tremendous and profitable ways. So, what is the digital marketing social media platform we provide? What's its purpose? And I guess the book leans towards encouraging people into that product. So what does it do?
So the platform provides a number of modules to help you with the marketing. It's got the email marketing section of it, which is what most people know. You got the and also managing of land pages. So just quickly on those two, the email marketing would be the equivalent of what people usually go out and get their MailChimp or a similar system for. The landing pages module would be similar to lead pages. And those two are integrated together. So we connect them both through to Microsoft Office. So it's an enterprise corporate level solution, and it's very compliant and local to Australia, where the data is saved and managed. We also use a lot of the Microsoft features in there. So Microsoft also provides, as part of the basic package, Microsoft Planner, and we integrate that in there. Again, the book does go into a lot of that. And we also got a telco system, which we'll talk about later on. That is an additional optional system, which will help manage all the communications part of the system. We also got we also do RBA emails. We got white label white label
Marketing material.
Marketing material, your newsletters, and also subscription. Was it content subscription?
You're thinking about social media, managed content, and so on, libraries of packaged social media, right?
Yeah, the social media part of it, yeah.
There's a lot. There's about 110 or 120 modules all up, about 10 primary modules. Now, you mentioned those third-party resources. You always get cranky when I talk about them. And he says, "Oh, stop it. Stop talking about that stuff." But it irritates me to no end because we see paid representation in the marketing space steer people toward Kartra, Leadpages, ClickFunnels, MailChimp, Calendly, Zapier, all these sorts of things, and try and sew those products together in order to provide an experience. Technical debt is when someone introduces a problem to your business, or a broad definition of technical debt. And if you introduce those services into your business, you are introducing a problem into your business. If paid representation has introduced those services to your business, they have objectively failed you. Our book describes, and certainly we've got a free product at 1800funnels.com.au, which is, we guarantee, 100% guarantee, it's 3 times more effective than most of the products made available by Facebook marketers. Right, that's important. 3 times more effective than a whole bunch of products made available to the digital industry. Generally speaking, if they've sent you off to Kartra or Leadpages or ClickFunnels, we're talking about those guys. And it's not everybody. There are some really good people out there, but we're trying to lift the game and lift the standards. So
yeah, there is some fantastic people who know exactly what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
So what we're referring to is people who have, there's so many courses out there where they push it. They actually use marketing themselves to get people to come along to a weekend course. They show them how to use a bunch of tools, how to stitch them together, and then pretty much throw them out there and say that's digital marketing. And so you can get caught up, if you're not careful, by some of these people who think they're doing the right thing, but they're not.
If paid digital representation has sent you to those sites, they've objectively failed you. Simple as that. And our book, hopefully, and like I said, some of our other videos will introduce you to enough information that you're able to manage your lead generation and your digital presence without having to pay somebody for it. You should never, ever, ever have to pay somebody to put on a Facebook ad that is identical to the ad that everyone else is using, and the identical audience, and often criminally the same pixel and so on, which is explained in the book. So a digital marketing and social media system, it's called Yabba. Makes everything kind of one click. It's a one-click system for everything. I mentioned Kartra, Leadpages, and ClickFunnels. They're just 3 of many services that people use to host landing pages, by the way. We've created a mechanism within our digital system which sends those pages directly to your website. At the click of a button, just sends those pages to your website. Excuse me.
We're referring to the landing pages to your website, not to the ClickFunnels.
No, to your website, directly to your website. You never host a digital resource outside of your own domain, so everything has to be hosted internally. And the reason for that is maybe best illustrated by way of our escalating forms. If somebody subscribes to something, we say every page on your website is a potential organic entry point. Therefore, every single page on your website needs to provide some sort of conversion opportunity. Therefore, every single page... I'm getting confused there. I'll start that again. We say every single page on your website is a potential organic entry point. Therefore, every single page on your website is a type of landing page. Therefore, every single page needs to provide some sort of conversion opportunity. Okay? Basically saying every single page on your website needs to convert. We have brokers come to us all the time and say, my website doesn't generate any business. The reason it's not generating any business is because there's no mechanism upon which that user to convert, to actually step into your marketing funnel, your marketing experience. Notice we're using the word marketing funnel. We describe this in the book. Fundamental differences between marketing funnels and sales funnel. A marketing funnel is a journey. We take people on a ride. They're riding a wave, and a sales funnel is very transactional and pedestrian and boring in nature, and that is what the industry has seen. That's why it's provided to the industry via the Facebook marketing brigade, which again irritates us because they're charging more than probably about 95% more than what they should. In fact, 100% more than what they should, because more often than not, they're introducing non-compliance, and second, they're introducing a generic experience that takes them 3 minutes. It's taking them 3 minutes, and then they charge for that. Anybody in the broking industry has the capacity to generate their own leads. We're going to show you how. In a series of videos we send you, and some we've made, like I said before, we're going to show you how. And at the end of this, you will get access to our 1800 Funnels product, which is 3 times more powerful than any product made available via Facebook Marketer in this country. Simple as that.
Yeah, and look, with the website, what's really nice about it is, Martin, you were just talking about every page needs to have a conversion opportunity. That sounds like a lot of work, but the system actually looks after it. There's a click of a button where you can actually, as an option, pick it, and it will look at your pages and add a conversion form onto them that you pick by default, or you can customize it. So all the work's been minimized to make it easier for you to concentrate on your business and the marketing to become almost automatic. With you,
not almost automatic, it is automatic. In fact, like I said, I was saying before, and I didn't actually get to the point. This is funny. I didn't get to the point. And I was saying, every single page on your website provides... So we've got all these pages on your website that provide a conversion opportunity, right? So every page has some sort of lead magnet there, which is generated via our system with one click of a button. It brands a PDF booklet with your logo and your web address and your phone number and all that sort of stuff. So we're not doing silly and stupid and negligent things like providing people with a Word document saying, fill in the blanks or whatever and zip it up into a PDF, which is
Copy
just
from
reckless.
Here to there, and
it's just garbage.
The amount of errors that introduces, and on a finance site, you don't want anything that's going to be close to being an error.
No, we see this sort of stuff all the time. Now, so there's a conversion on every page of your website. If somebody subscribes to a particular form, we don't want to show them that form again. They've subscribed to that product. The whole marketing experience is predicated on what we call escalation of commitment, which is driving people deeper and deeper into our marketing experience. If they haven't subscribed to us in the very first instance, if they haven't called us, I should say, in the very first instance off a landing page or something similar, essentially they fall back into the marketing funnel. And that's a point at which we develop these people into customers. Now, if people come back to our website, and on average, people, as ridiculous as this figure sounds, people come back to your website 9 times before they'll actually make a phone call at times. And that's because an enormous amount of people put in large amounts of research. So 9 times, up to 9 times, that's a lot.
Yeah, and that statistic came from Google themselves.
Yeah, that's right. So if people are coming back that often, we want to change and shape the website based on their experience. So if someone subscribes to a particular lead magnet via a form, we escalate that. We show them something else. So if you download our finance marketing guide from our website, if you got this via an email, it's worth going to our website and just downloading the finance marketing guide, refresh the page, and we'll show you a different form. In fact, it's for our SEO manual, which we send you tomorrow. If you're seeing this video via an email marketing campaign, the chances are you'll get the SEO manual tomorrow. Anyhow, it's 200 or 300 pages, 250 something pages, I think, that introduces you to SEO. And keep in mind when I say that, because people hear SEO and roll their eyes, they're used to getting emails from India, where our message is the first sentence in the book is, this booklet is pointless. We introduce you to 4 chapters, but the 3rd chapter is what you want to read. It's called Your Money or Your Life, and it details exactly how to rank yourself in Google by yourself. You don't want to. The search engine optimization is a user experience optimization process now. So it's morphed. It's very different to the way it once was. So we're telling you that the only person that can improve upon your SEO is yourself. And our SEO booklet explains why that is the case. The marketing guide, the finance guide touches on it a little bit. But the point is that form will escalate. If you subscribe to a particular lead magnet on a landing page, a dedicated landing page, again, that form will change if you've got the form under each post, or if you've got a panel on your front page, that will change. That's important. That's called escalation of commitment. And it's those features that required us to provide people with a website. There's something else that happens when we hit the submit button. Other than the details being submitted to our social media system, our digital marketing and social system, and about 35 points of automation being applied, text messages, calendar bookings, and all sorts of stuff takes place. So it's managed in a more integrated and compliant manner than anything you've ever seen. That's just how it is. But we gain a better understanding of a client because we know what they're interested in. And there are all these little different interactions that people can have on a website that indicate what they are interested in. It might be downloading something, it might be a specific page view, it might be clicking on a link and so on. And it's those little touch points that provide us with this course-correcting conditional understanding. So we've got what we call conditional content. So what we call our website the chameleon of the website world. So if you know someone is a first-home buyer, we show you first-home buyer information, for example. That sort of feature is unheard of in the finance industry. People often say, oh, it's too hard, it's too difficult. No, it's not. Our website makes it a piece of cake. Certainly the escalating forms are automatic.
Yeah, and that's the part of the website that makes it valued up to $10,000 to $30,000 is because it has all this automation built into the back end of it, which to go out and get someone to actually program and build into your existing website would be up in that sort of value, that range.
Well and truly, the website, there's a page builder called Elementor at elementor.com, and that's the product we use on our website to help people sort of manage their general web resources. So when we install your website, it will have Elementor installed. Now we've created a plugin called Belief Media Elementor, which extends Elementor and provides a number of blocks such as landing pages. You can drag and drop a landing page in, with literally created within a second. I'm not sure if we mentioned that before. Mortgage calculators, mortgage graphs. You drag in a mortgage graph and simply enter a value and a loan period and an interest rate, basically, and it creates a nice graph representing that data. There's a number of options. That is detailed again in the booklet. There's drag and drop video panels, 3 panels in a row, single panels for videos, which again have an escalating experience associated with them. The website is great and the platform integrates in an amazing way. Don mentioned before the landing pages are created with the click of a button, and that includes video landing pages, so video and webinar landing pages, standard landing pages with the subscription. The subscription has an integrated calendar, which provides for what we call a conditional redirect. That in itself will double your conversions, double your bookings, just having conditional redirects, sending people to an appropriate page based on the type of subscription they make. So if someone provides a calendar, makes a calendar booking, they'll be sent to one page. If someone just is a basic subscriber, they'll be sent to another. If someone just provides a phone number, again, another page. All these things add up to shape our understanding of a customer, and we have to provide an experience. It's the purpose of a marketing funnel as opposed to a sales funnel to provide that. And our systems just make it so easy. So easy. Now, did we talk about the email marketing platform? It's worth talking about that if we haven't.
I only just touched upon it. That was it.
You did say it was compliant. We went through, by the way, legislation. It's detailed in the manual. We went through all the legislation, and it was really clear to us at the time that, hey, MailChimp and all that sort of stuff is absolutely non-compliant, so we're not going to use it. We never did. We've always had our own internal email marketing system. The only difference, if you're familiar with it, the only difference between our existing system and the former system we've been using for 7 or 8, 9 years or something, is the previous one was still sent through Microsoft Office, but it was through a dedicated SMTP account. Now we send directly through the API. It makes things a lot easier. One click unsubscribes for Google, and the email pixel is easier to create. That's the pixel that provides tracking, opening statistics, and so on. The link, everything is fully integrated. It is an amazing email marketing system, actually, and the trigger system associated with that and everything else, by the way, is the most powerful in Australia. No digital system in Australia has our scope of triggers associated with it. So we provide brokers with the capacity to build a more compelling marketing experience because we're able to apply more pressure points on the consumer. When I say pressure points, that's not the right word, but we're able to provide a more focused marketing journey to guide them through the entire experience. Social media management, what systems do we integrate with there, our systems?
Pretty much almost all of them, all the main ones, I should say, because there's so many out there, and more coming on all the time. But you got your Twitter, LinkedIn, Google My Business, Facebook pages and groups, Tumblr.
There are a bunch of them. We're thinking of, maybe adding one every couple of weeks or something. The main one is Facebook. And sending posts, I guess, to Google My Business is very important. Instagram is super important because based on the material people provide on Instagram. We've got a system called Instagratify, which allows people to send information to all those platforms based on the use of a specific hashtag. Hashtag Belief Media might send to our Facebook page, and Twitter and LinkedIn, I don't know, a whole bunch of them. And then hashtag BM, which might be another word, might just be specific for sending that Instagram image to your website, which is to a dedicated section on your website. I don't think it's detailed in the manual, but there is a standalone manual we send you in a few days that details some of the Instagram integration and video integration we didn't discuss in the booklet because it gets too complicated and in-depth, and more pages become necessary, and so on. But the thing with those, with that Facebook and all the social media, the Facebook module, by the way, this is important because the Facebook module is central to your marketing experience. Now, we see all the time our Facebook marketing experience, despite, we're huge advocates for Facebook marketing, the same way we're advocates for marketing on LinkedIn and Twitter and Google and YouTube and anywhere else. In the same way we often put billboards on the M5, or we do skywriting over Sydney. There are a whole bunch of different marketing platforms or advertising platforms that we advocate from time to time. In fact, we can put your ads on TV for as little as $5. $5 for a print ad. That's in rural areas in the middle of the night, so you're not going to get a great response. But it can be a really effective way of showing that ad.
And traditional marketing methods are still important. They still work very strongly.
Oh, of course they do.
They still work better than a lot of the email marketing that's out there. So that's why they're still out there. So it's important that when you do your business, and the book goes into it, again, the manual goes into it, that you have you look at marketing from all aspects, not just Facebook.
No source of lead generation should ever be ignored. No source of lead generation should ever be ignored. Flocking to Facebook in isolation, which is what we see a lot of the time, and then employing dodgy third-party solutions in which to provide that marketing experience, the advertising experience, is a fundamentally flawed solution. And the fact that you're ignoring the periphery, a lot of these people try and say, we've got relationship programs and stuff. No, they don't. Our system does provide the only, as far as I'm concerned, the only effective digital relationship management system. Again, in the industry, it integrates with Telstra text messaging through our system. It integrates with Microsoft Office 365 calendars. It integrates with Planner and Sales Tracker. It integrates in so many different ways. We say first and foremost, relationship-based businesses, relationship-based marketing is more important than anything else. Digital is there to support. At this stage in the evolution of the role of a mortgage broker, relationship marketing is still more important than digital. Digital can provide an influx of leads, but we see people pay. We see people pay to get an extra 10 or 15 leads every week. Like, that's absurd that you would pay when you can quite happily have a website that attracts organic traffic and will get you 20 leads. That a based SEO traffic is always better than digital traffic. Always. Remembering over 90%, I think about 95 or 96% of everybody that is looking for a mortgage broker, if they don't already know somebody that knows a mortgage broker, which is often the case, they will go to Google in the first instance. It's why you see those sponsored results. It's why they're there. It's because those businesses understand that is the primary source of all mortgage broker cold traffic. Now, what will happen is people will bounce around the search engines, and if your website can't be found, you can't be found. If you can be found, it's the most profitable source of business that you'll ever enjoy. And we show you directly. We've been engaging in SEO since '97. We've been in this business for nearly 25 years. And in that time, SEO has always returned more business than any other source for a small to medium business. Once you get to a certain point, there's an inflection point where you need to, and you see massive growth, is where you tend to see, the promotion paid, on TV and radio and so on tends to well and truly overtake the organic stuff, but it's proportional. So, obviously, as you build up your presence via a TV campaign or something, obviously people flock towards your website. They don't call you straight away. But those, I'm getting well ahead of myself. The science is something we discuss in a booklet that we'll send you on about day 5 or 6 if you stay subscribed. Please stay subscribed, because in this marketing funnel that you are now part of, unfortunately, we're not going to send you spam. Everything we send you is of high value. We're going to give you stuff that some people are charging $2,000 and $3,000 for. We're going to give you access to 1-800-Funnels, which we've seen people charge 15 grand for. We're going to give it to you for free. And it's better than what we guarantee. Our 1-800-Funnels product is better than some of the programs we're going to cite and specifically talk about throughout this journey, where people where people charge you 15 grand. So stay subscribed. We're going to introduce you to a whole bunch of cool stuff. We're going to show you how we routinely generate hundreds of millions of dollars for our brokers. We've got a platinum program. We don't advertise it very heavily at all. In fact, it's an invitation program at the moment, where we guarantee people $120 million in volume per year. Just guarantee it. It's because we can do it on our end. We know exactly what to do. We've done it 1,000 times. We can do it again. You know, if you want to, we talked about this the other day. A business that focuses on leads will, you know, people will have a lifestyle. If they, but they're never going to grow. A lead-driven business, a Facebook-driven business, will always be paying rent. Yeah, a business with a broad Facebook presence and a clear strategy and plan will own the building. That's the difference. And we tend to well and truly lean towards the latter. You know, we don't want to drip feed leads into your business when we know that they can be attained via other means more easily. But if you do want a Facebook program in place, which again, I mention that because that's the industry's
it's a default that people go
persuasion
to.
at the moment. Yeah. It's if that's what you want to do, you absolutely, positively do not want to pay somebody to do that exclusively, right? Because they're going to put a system in place that is a problem for you. And that's why we felt compelled to build. We used to have a product called Uranus for very good reasons. All our products are named after planets. Uranus was our free Facebook product essentially, and we used to call it Uranus again. And the new product is 1-800-Funnels, and that's consistent with our branding for telco products, because we do have a telco product as well. Again, that integrates with your marketing assets. So do you want to introduce the telco products, how it works, what it does, and some of the triggers associated with that? But before you do, I will just very briefly say that the PSTN network, that's the public switch network, and ISDN networks, the copper lines will be shut down. So businesses are compelled to migrate towards a VoIP-based solution. Most of the time, that will be provided as part of an NBN plan.
Yeah, so the VoIP solution we're set on is a cloud-based VoIP solution where you take that physical wiring and you can actually create it virtually. So you can have your phone numbers come in and have them assigned to your team or yourself, and then you've got all the features that you expect out of a PBX system, which is your queuing, your group calls, voicemails, recording. Recording is very important, especially since we're talking compliance. And that's call recording, both in and outbound, inbound and outbound. So that's all in there. And we talked about triggers very quickly. You mentioned triggers. A trigger, if someone calls in, you can actually set up a trigger. So if someone calls in and leaves a voice message, the trigger may be them receiving an SMS if it's from a mobile number, or an email if we know who they are, acknowledging the voicemail, acknowledging you may get back to them. And that's just a very basic example. We do go into a lot of detail through our booklet about that.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't hear a word you just said. I phased out. I do that all the time. So I actually don't know what you introduced, but it's. I was just thinking.
I kept it very broad, very high level.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, that's all right. The important thing is, in this email marketing program, we will send out an email that links you to a page on our website that'll show you what we know about you. It'll show you geography and stuff like that, but there is a telephone number there you can call, or maybe it's in the email, I don't remember. And if you call that telephone number, we'll send you a text message and reply. And if we're able to resolve your email, we'll send you an email as well to say, this is an example of a telco SMS trigger and so on.
Yep. So that'd be an example of a phone number set up specifically for a campaign.
Yeah.
So as well as hosting all your normal business lines, you can actually, for $1 a month, have numbers assigned geographically: Melbourne, Sydney, Perth. You can have a presence anywhere.
It gives brokers a really broad presence in Australia. One of the things we've noticed is, as we've set people up to cater for different types of geographies, a telephone number really, really helps. The conversion you get off a telephone number from a website is actually quite amazing. Brokers are obligated, they're compelled, in fact, via the Privacy Act, to provide a telephone number and a physical address and a couple of other details on every single page of their website. Now, the physical address can well be head office Sydney, but you can have geographic number 03 for Victoria and 07 for Brisbane and so on. And the number of calls brokers are getting out of state, despite the fact they're based in Sydney, or if they're in Melbourne, they're getting them from the two northern states, is out of control. Like, it's something most brokers wouldn't consider. But we're telling you that works. It just works. So we were compelled out of necessity because the telecommunications integration with a marketing experience is just necessary. If you can't measure it, you can't improve it. Not always true, but certainly we need to associate. We need to measure our data. We need to know what's happening in our business. The only way of doing that is to have an integrated telco system. So our system provides graphs on everything. Call logs, every single call. We know how many calls people are getting, how much time they're spending on the phone. All that is graphed in extraordinary detail. So you're able to measure, for example, and our system does it automatically anyhow, via what we call a BMI, which is a Belief Media Index. And there's another one. There's a BMS, Belief Media Score, which there are a whole bunch of different tools we use to measure performance of individuals, but we show you exactly how you're performing from one week to the next, how your paid promotion is impacting upon the actual calls coming through to your business and so on, how it's impacting upon the number of emails that have been received. All those sorts of things need to be understood. So you're able to manage your marketing budget more effectively. Sticking I've got to calm down. We do get a little bit passionate. We talk about this because we see such dodgy stuff going out in the industry. But if you stick a landing page on Lead Pages or Kartra or something like that, first of all, most of the time it's not compliant, right? If you do that and you've got no way of measuring that other than the number of leads, that's such a flawed experience. It's just the industry, the mortgage industry, certainly the finance industry in Australia, has never ever, with the exception of Belief Media, ever been introduced to a compliant digital marketing system, ever. As far as I'm concerned, we're the only company in Australia servicing the finance industry as our primary industry, and we've been servicing the industry since '97, exclusively for the last 6 years. So we work with other businesses, we don't promote to them, and we've never seen an experience that compares to even our free product. So we've seen people over the last 5 or 6 years, especially since 2015, when we started to see the emergence of these Lead Pages, ClickFunnels, Kartra Brigade, we've started to see this emergence of this BS experience that diminishes the value of true traditional marketing, and we're telling people that we can provide them with a heightened and a powerful and compelling and amazing experience for up to 80 or 90% less than what others are charging.
Yeah, very much so. Once you start taking a lot of these components and start adding them up, adding up the costs of monthly subscriptions, add up the costs of the people who are putting together and stitching it together for you, it adds up very quickly.
If you're interested in learning more, 1300 Belief is our telephone number. That's 1300 235 433. 1300 235 433. If you're in Sydney, you can call us on 02 8765 886. But 1300 235 433 is easier to remember. 1300 Belief. Again, we host 1300 numbers, 1800 numbers, geographic numbers, virtual mobile numbers, all that sort of stuff. And a 1300 Belief style of number, which is called a smart number, will convert two times more traffic as part of a digital marketing campaign. Despite the fact it's digital, if you've got that number there, it lends itself to credibility and you will be remembered. So if people are going to call you, that's one of the things we discuss in the book. And it's little things like that. A lot of little things add up to a big thing. So 1300 235 433, 1300 Belief. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.